Hello, 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 hello. It is Wednesday. It is time for another stream. Of course, yesterday it was a stream. What we've done there is basically we've finished the base plate for the Reaper figurine. We've added grass and we have added some crystals to make it look more magical, more fantasy, Final Fantasy-like. So now, basically, everything is done. Considering everything about the figurine is done except for one thing, and that is there's some magic on the ground, but there's no magic in his hand. He has like an open hand that he holds like this. In his other hand he holds his scythe. So why don't we add a magic spell into his hand? So just to kind of finalize the overall look, and give this hand motion, you know, some purpose. He's supposed to wield, you know, like magic and his scythe together. So there's one more thing that we need to do, which is what we're going to do today. We will use curves and modifiers and all that jazz to model the magic spell in his hand. We can go through a few inspirations. I kind of already have like an idea what we want to do there. Welcome, Zach. Hope you had a great Wednesday. Hopefully you've survived the week so far. Halfway through the week, or at least the work week. Yep, we're gonna model the magic spell today, and then we have everything that we need for the finalization of the model. There's just a few more adjustments that I need to do off stream. I've done a few today, which we'll look at after we're done with the quick sketch, and then we can go to the magic spell. Of course, we're going to begin with the quick sketch. As always, 30-minute quick sketch. Yesterday we went a little bit overboard. I think we did like 45 minutes or so, just because I wanted to finish the character. And I kind of realized, well, maybe 30 minutes isn't really enough to do like a full character with hair and all that stuff. Maybe even posing the character. So today we still do a character, but this character is hopefully at least a little bit, I guess, a little bit easier when it comes to the I guess appearance. We don't need to pay too much attention to the small details, like what the nose shape looks like. We're gonna look at the character in just a sec, but that's what we're gonna do today. If you only want to see one of these topics, either the quick sketch or the magic spell, there should be timestamps in the description or also in the timeline right there somewhere. And just finished the sculpt that I've been working on for quite some time, and I feel so relaxed now. I will feel relaxed once the Reaper figurine is done. I can tell you that. We've been working on it for so long that you know, I decided to, you know, fully focus on that and finish that before I do anything else. So we're probably gonna finish it maybe even this weekend, maybe next weekend. Well, once we finish the model, I think that's really all that I want to do on stream about it, because then afterwards, all I really need to do afterwards is just light it and do some post-processing, and that's basically it. Lighting could be interesting, but I think we've done it before, so I don't want to, you know, do it again, basically. Maybe you could do lighting, but lighting isn't really like a full topic, so you could maybe say I could explain it in one stream, maybe. Yeah, I've been doing pretty well. You know, it's already Wednesday, and I have a new project, a new 3D project at work actually, which is pretty rare. It's an internal project again. We're doing these Spotify playlists. I don't know, like one of my colleagues creates like these Spotify playlists where other colleagues can send them you know, songs, and then they add it to the playlist, so at the end you have like a full playlist with all the songs that people like. Yeah, and we need a cover for that, so which is what I'm gonna do. I've done the first one in 3D. I'm gonna do the next one, the current one, or the one for autumn. I'm gonna do one for that too. Yeah, that's you know, fun to do. Another 3D project I can smuggle into my, I guess, work. Yeah. Okay. I think we're ready to go to the good old program called Blender. There you go. And you can see the character. Look at him. So this, from what I've read, It's supposed to be like a bat dragon, basically like a combination of like a dragon and then like a bat face, I guess. Welcome back, T. I hope you enjoyed your Wednesday too. Hope, you know, maybe you've been baking over the weekend, maybe not. Maybe you've just been enjoying the weekend. Hope it was good for you. Hype for this one, creating a magic spell. I've actually never done it, but I think so my theory I think will work quite well. It's not too complex creating like a magic spell. Of course, we're gonna model it. We're not gonna use like effects or something, like particles. We're trying to model so that it looks like, you know, a magic spell that you could 3D print. Of course, I want to build the entire sculpt or the entire figurine as if you could, you know, afterwards 3D print it, or at least almost, because the grass might be a little bit too thin for that. But you know, that's sort of the idea. At least 3D modeling everything. I don't want to use maybe like, you know, hair particles for grass, for example. I want to make everything basically selectable as in or out of a mesh, basically. And I think using curves and modifiers can bring us there pretty easily. Okay, yep, this is the character, a bat dragon. Concept is from Saturn Fiddler. You can see the name right here. Can you read it? Probably, right? Can you? I think I can zoom in actually. I don't know how. I did it in on my MacBook that I use for work. Currently, it doesn't work here. Some windows you can just zoom in and see all these UI, you know, buttons and all that bigger. Maybe that just works in these sort of pop-up windows. But anyway, I think we're ready to begin the quick sketch. Good old bat dragon, dragon bat, whatever. Is it a bat dragon or is it a dragon bat? That's the question here. Yeah, we sculpted a character yesterday, a human character. I wanted to test if 30 minutes is enough to sculpt a character, like a human character, in 30 minutes with hair and all that stuff. Well, as I said, we've used like 45 minutes, which means, you know, I want to keep it to 30 minutes. So what I want to try today is maybe, you know, non-human characters we can do in 30 minutes. Let's see if that if that's the case. Maybe we just need to avoid characters, although I like creating characters the most. We'll see. Barely. Probably just my low resolution though. Wait. What do you mean? Hold on. I already forgot what I was talking about. What do you mean with low resolution? Dragon bat? Yeah, dragon bat sounds better. Bat dragon sounds kind of weird. Okay. I mean, it depends on how, I guess, what you want to slot it in. Is it a bat that is basically the subspecies dragon bat? Or is it a dragon with the subspecies bat dragon? That's the question. Okay. Yeah, I think we're ready. I think we can begin the quick sketch. Pen in hand. Oh. There you go. Timer ready. I would say we can begin in 3, 2, 1, go. There you go. Perfect. Okay. Next week we have a different project, which is perfectly convenient with the Reaper Figurine being done this week. Next week what we'll do is we will we're gonna do a quick little Halloween project. We will sculpt a character, a Halloween character, over the next week, you know, the 4 stream days. And the subject for that character, what characters it is supposed to be, will be selected by you, basically. If you're in the Discord or on YouTube, I'm gonna post polls, or you can vote what character it'll be. Before that, I'm gonna collect inspirations. So if you have any, you can send them, you can put them in the inspiration channel on Discord, for example, or you can just, you know, I guess, type them in chat, and I'll consider them. I'll probably have like 3 or 4, maybe 5 that I put on the list, and then people can vote, and then the winner will be the character that we will create over next week. Of course, if you want, you can of course create your own version to see, kind of, I don't know, have a little project together, I guess. Kind of compare the different ideas, how comparing how different people do it. Comparing, hey, you thought about this character like this. Oh, cool. I thought it more like this, maybe more darker or more realistic, more stylized and all that stuff. Could be pretty cool. But that is not the topic for today. Today we're going to talk about magic. Creating a magic spell. I've always sort of oftentimes actually seen like special effects for Blender suggested when I sort of started learning Blender. It was always sort of interesting to me creating special effects with Blender, but I was more interested in like creating stuff with any modeling technique. I'm not really that interested in, I guess, physics simulations, because it has to do with physics, I guess, or with just tweaking values over and over and over again until you kind of reach the desired result. So I kind of stayed away from that, but yeah, you could probably create like a very, very cool magic spell with particle effects, for example, too. But I want to stick to all the modeling techniques, because I want to make it selectable, or I guess want to make a mesh that's supposed to look like a like a figurine that you could put on your desk, basically. You can't really print out particles. Especially if they're floating in the air. I'm not trying to you could probably actually, yeah, we'll look into the ideas, what ideas I have for the spell itself, what it could look like. And then we can kind of decide what we want to do. But yeah, generally I try to create everything in a way where it's connected, so that if you would have it on your desk, it wouldn't just, there are no floating pieces. That wouldn't make sense. The wraith is sort of, I guess, floating, you could say. But you could maybe change it a little bit so that he would, for example, like lean on the actual character, the Reaper, if you wanted to do that. To make it, I guess, realistic, more realistic. Okay, we have the dragon eyes. Not really there yet, but they're on the way. We need to wait for the delivery. There you go. I've done a few dragons now, so I can know the structure, the facial or skull structure now. So it's gonna, be more about the variation of them rather than the general shape. Oh, let me grab these ears. They start somewhere over here. There you go. Nice and sharp. Okay, there you go. Look at those pointy ears. There you go. Look at them pointing. Perfect. Always enjoyed using particle systems and other meshes for VFX. I find it easy to do than modeling. Sadly, the drawback, of course, is the 3D printing limitation. Yeah, I for a while thought about getting a 3D printer just to kind of, what I like to do when I did digital drawings is I would, create an image, and then I would print them out and put them on my wall. Just to kind of, put something on my wall, because I didn't really have anything. My wall was empty. So I just bought some frames, and I would put my digital drawings or paintings on my wall. They're still there. And, you know, I kind of thought about maybe doing that for my 3D stuff too. But of course I would need to have a 3D printer first, which shouldn't take, you know, which shouldn't be a huge, I guess, drawback, or which shouldn't take too long to get one. But I haven't really thought about it too much yet. Just like an idea that I had. There you go. Make the ear shape a little bit more like an ear rather than just like a plane. Okay, it kind of looks like cow ears this year, but I think that's okay. I think we need to pull this further out. Oh, that's better. Particles will give you pretty cool motion blur. Yeah. Cool thing about particles is that they, you know, they can add so much more to your render. You can even use them just for like small dust particles in the air, or you know, so many different things. You know, or you know, magic spell or whatever. You can do so much with it. And it is, I guess, you know, you don't need to worry about modeling. All you need to worry about is kind of the, I guess, the look of them while you're, I guess, while you're simulating them. And you can always kind of change the position. For example, you can create very, like a lot of them very quickly, which means you don't need to, you know, duplicate. You can just say, well, I want to have more. I want to have 5K instead of 10K, or the other way around, and then you just do it, and then you have 10K instead of 5K. That's the good part about using particles. It's so dynamic. Okay, let's add the neck. Let me change the this part here first. Okay, nice and flat here for the jaw. Perfect. Here we can pull it down a little bit. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, particles always seem to me very technical, which is also why I haven't been, I guess, polymodeling as much before I basically, well, the Reaper figurine is basically the first time that I've actually polymodeled really. Before that, I've only really said, well, you know, could I sculpt it? I can. Well, then why don't I just sculpt it, you know? Might not be the best mindset, but that was what I did. Oftentimes polymodeling is quicker, which I've realized with this figurine, and I will, you know, continue doing more polymodeling in the future. But that is what I did before, and it worked so far. It took just longer, you know. But it, you know, both at least feel pretty organic. But when it comes to like simulations, I kind of feel like there's so much, at least for me, maybe at some point you kind of get used to the values and what they do, and you can create a specific effect very quickly. But for me, it always seemed very up in the air. You always need to experiment. You always need to think about, well, I want to make it look like this. Let's see what this value does. Does that bring me closer to the end goal? No? Okay, well, let's try this one. Also, it doesn't change anything. And then at some point you realize, well, I need to combine two of these different values to create the effect that I want. And then it's like, well, this is getting pretty tedious at some point. Maybe I'm just, you know, maybe I just approached it the wrong way. But that was my experience so far. I actually tried at some point to create a laser beam that was building up, like the what is it called, the Death Star laser beam where it's like 5 different beams collecting in the middle and then shooting forward. That is what I wanted to do. But I brought them together, but then the difficulty was to shoot them out. I couldn't do it, or at least I didn't spend enough time to do it. I guess to finish the project. Yeah, but that was probably the most recent test that I've done. It's already been like, I think it was last year that I tried it, but you know, that was the most recent one. I've been thinking of making some prints for my wall as well, but I always think I'm still improving, not there yet. 2 years later, I still don't have any prints. I mean, the good part is if you have prints, it's similar to when you keep your old drawings. You can look back on them and, you know, reflect on them and see, well, you can see how much better I've gotten. Which is, I think, actually like one of the most fun parts of learning any skill. Looking back in the future. I don't know why I always have that thought, but like basically looking back in the future and seeing like, oh, you can see here how much I've improved in that area. Every time I don't know why, but I think I always find myself looking into the future a lot. For example, what I mean with that is when I, for example, mess something up, or that is probably the most, I guess, that is an example that I still have in mind. At some point, I was making myself like a, I don't know, some sort of food, and I spilled some water, or like a lot of water, so it went all over the desk, and I needed to lift everything up and clean everything, and the only thing that I could think about the entire time was like, well, it'll be fun to think about once I'm done. You know, I'm kind of laughing about it afterwards. That's always what I think about when something like bad happens to me. Like, oh, what would I be thinking in the future when it's like done, when it's not affecting me anymore? What would I be thinking? Or when I do anything, I always think like, oh, how, not only how would that affect me in the future, but also what would I think about it in the future? I don't know why would I always think about that. This is weird. Let me pull this back. And yeah, that's why I always like. I think that's what I like the most about that's why I like improving so much, because I always think to myself like, it's the same with when I started learning Blender. I thought to myself like, oh, I think I've watched some like 1 year improvement time lapses or whatever, and then you can see, oh, how they improved. And I always think like, or when I started Blender, I thought like, oh, it'd be fun to think back 2 years later, or maybe just one year later, and see how much you've improved. You know, it's always been like a fun thing in my mind, or like a thing in my mind that I think about every time I kind of either start a new sort of thing, I learn a new thing, or there's something happening to me that I, you know, might probably think about later. It's the same with when I meet or when I'm with friends, and there's something just like a cool moment, where we're all, I don't know, like laughing or we're having a good time. I always think to myself like, oh, this is a moment that I'll remember, you know, and then like this is one of those moments that you will look back on someday. Yeah, I don't know why I do that, but maybe that's common. I don't know. 262. Okay. Yeah, that's why I like, I guess, like picking up new skills oftentimes, because I like to see the progress. And I don't really see what I do now as inferior to, or I don't necessarily say like, oh, I'm not gonna, like, this is not good. I'm not gonna show that to anyone. I always think like, well, this is good for right now. I will be better in the future. There are better people than me, but you know, you can only be as good as you can be. You know, you can't really improve instantly. So You can't really be, you shouldn't be ashamed of what you can do in that moment. There's a fair bit of guesswork in the beginning, unless you just overuse force fields, like not the best method, but gets the job done. Yeah, force fields is something I use a lot. I've used for that laser a lot. I don't know if that was the best idea, but at least it collected all the particles in the middle. Maybe the problem was that I tried to basically simulate everything together. Maybe it would be better to have one particle system that would just collect them all, and then one particle system to shoot them forward. Maybe that would have been easier. I tried to do everything together, which didn't really work because for some reason I think what happened is I was able to collect them all in the middle, but then they would just, I think I couldn't shoot them away from the middle then, because the middle was so strong, the force in the middle, that I couldn't you know, shoot them out, which was the which was the problem. But that was half a year ago probably. I don't even know what I did back then. I just vaguely remember what I tried. Progress feels great, yeah. Okay. Let's go to the face. The face doesn't really have a lot of detail yet, especially the eyes. They're not really there yet. Let's add some eyes. Yeah, that's why I I like to put, that's why, you can put things on your wall that you might not be, I mean, that you are proud of in that moment, doesn't need to be, it's probably never gonna hold the test of time, it's never gonna be, oh, that looks weird. Let's try that again. It's never gonna look good 2 years later, well, because you're just constantly gonna improve. But if you're proud of it in the moment, or you want to have it on your wall, I think it's still a good thing to do. You can look at it and appreciate it, and then at some point, you can still appreciate it, even though you're better, because you know that you've gotten better. Let me just quickly change my batteries in my headset. Okay. Let's see. These eyes look weird. Are they too... yeah, well, we need to give them more detail, probably. More structure. They just look like small holes. Welcome back, Zach. Hope you have endured half of this week, or at least the first 3 days of this week, pretty well. No scratches or bruises, whether it's physically or mentally. Okay, I think we need to put the eyes closer together. That's the problem here. Although, maybe not. How's your Halloween? I'm not in the Halloween spirit yet. That'll be next week. When we create our Halloween project. This week is pretty, I guess, well, I've been listening to some Halloween playlists, but nothing really, I don't really feel like I'm in the Halloween spirit. I'm not really like a festive person. Halloween is just like that one day of the month or of the year where way more people than usual, ring your bell. What are the odds? Another Zach, true. Now we have 2. It'll be even harder to distinguish you both. Okay. welcome, Zach. This is Zach. Hello, Zach. Or look, Zach. This is Zach. Hope you're both doing well. Okay, we need some horns here. No horns equals no dragon. Looks more like eyebrow horns than anything else. Let's see. There you go. I think we need some more volume here. Okay. Pull it to the side. Zip. Well, that's quite small, but that should be good. Looks like Hellboy. There you go. And then we need to pull them up. I don't want to make them too long. Oh, that's quite long. Well, we can smooth it. That should make it better. Good thing is the snake hook brush is very, very good when you want to change length or shape of something. See how easily we can just change it both here for this horn. There you go. I don't want to make them too long. They seem to be thinner in the concept. Maybe we can do that real quick. Just smooth it a little bit. We could also use the what is it? Mask? No, brush filter. The filter brush. But I think that it's just easier to do it this way. Okay, we still need hair. There's no hair. Let's add some hair here. Wait, let's do this. That should be quicker. Yeah, Halloween is not really in my blood yet. But we're gonna change that next week. Next week we'll get into the into the Halloween spirit with the character, the Halloween character. It's gonna be fun to do another quick project after like a 2-month project. You know, the Reaper figurine, we've been working on it for 2 months almost now. Finally finishing it. It's gonna be fun to do like shorter projects again. I remember doing shorter project after my last big one, which also took like 2 months. And it was such a like it's like finishing a how can you say it? It's like, well, it's like finishing a marathon and afterwards driving back home, basically. Like you feel like you're so much faster, well, because you're in the car, but I mean like in I don't know how to describe the feeling, but that is sort of how I imagine it. Like you know, when you drive home, you feel relaxed. You feel like you're finally done. You can you know, just do whatever, and you're still moving forward, stuff like that. I don't know how to describe it. Spooky skeleton. Oh, true. I don't know if you can play it on stream though. I need to get a Halloween playlist for next week. Maybe I can find some songs that are DMCA free to play to get into the Halloween vibe. I don't think Spooky Skeletons is a DMCA free song. Maybe some variations of it, some you know, the new trend on YouTube where you just upload the same song again but slowed with some reverb under it. You know, with some reverb added to it. Slow to perfection. Are you going to be wearing something orange for the next stream? I don't know if I have a I don't even know if I have anything orange. I have yellow shirts. I don't think I have a single orange piece of clothing. Sounds like I need to get a costume for next week. Need some more volume here. Fluff it up. There it is. It's getting there. The face looks weird still. We have 3 minutes. Oh no. Okay. Let's speed it up. Let's see. There you go. Okay. I'm not going to see the back. Oh, too much. I'm just going to leave it right there. Okay. I kind of want to have some more volume here though. Let's pull it more over here. There you go. It's supposed to kind of lie on his shoulders like this. I think that's good enough. We need to work on the face some more. Let's add some more detail here. We need detail. Hold on. There you go. Right, the transition between this sort of chin, I don't even know what you would call this. Chin, this extra sharp jawline can literally cut you. There you go. Okay. We have this part here. This looks pretty good already. Don't need to do much more there. We have the ears, which look okay. We can maybe add some detail to the horns, just like some ridges. There you go. Maybe some zigzags here and there. There you go. We're probably going to pose them too. Shouldn't take too long though. I'm probably going to do that after the 30 minutes because I want to. Shouldn't say weapon. Yeah, if you have no weapon left, you just slice them with your chin. Just slice their necks open. Just... Who needs a weapon if you have your chin? You can literally stab people with them. Or he could. There you go. Okay. I don't know why, but it looks weird. I don't think I can change it though. Maybe it's the eyes. The eyes kind of look too small maybe, or the horns look kind of weird. Well, now it's too late. 10 seconds. Or the arms, true. Massive guns. Right. There you go. Looks kind of weird, but yeah, it doesn't matter. There you go. Okay. Okay, let's finish it off. We need to cut off the bottom part, so let's do that real quick. We only need the good old project. What is it called? Line project. Zip. Everything that is shaded or under, like in the gray area, will be projected onto the line. There you go. Perfect. Let's go and add some rotation to his head. Select the upper part. It's probably easier to do select the lower part actually. What is that? Hold on. Ah, there you go. There you go. Smooth it. Perfect. Then we invert. We use the rotation tool. And we say sculpt set pivot to mask border. Well, that's an interesting mask border. I think we need to disable symmetry. There you go. There you go. Perfect. We can maybe even change his head rotation just a little bit. Like this, maybe even the other direction. I think that's cooler. Makes him look more badass for some reason. In the other direction, it looks more like a dog. Like this, it looks more badass. Okay. Okay. Perfect. We need... What do we need? We need some lights. Let's add some lights. Hold on. We need eyes first. Eyes shouldn't be too hard. There you go. UV sphere. Oh. Perfect. First one. Right there. Okay. And then duplicate to the other side. There it is. Perfect. Okay. Let's save it. And let's go to rendered view and add nothing first. We need to remove this light. Set the world. Fill the world with darkness. There you go. Pure darkness. And then let's add some lights here. This might be quite bright, but doesn't matter. That's what lights are for. Perfect. Okay. We need... Nope, that's all we need. Perfect. Let's, should we do the light first? Yeah, probably. Okay. Let's begin from the top. Create a focus point first. Or create some interesting shadows. I want to keep it somewhere over here. Maybe actually there. That looks pretty cool. This sort of looks like makeup running down his eyes. Okay, then this one. What's that for? I guess just to brighten up the shadows. I think that's a good spot there. We need one more. There it is. Nope, that's the cutter. This one is for the rim light, and this one's for another fill light. I think that's pretty cool. Now we need... Oh, the cutter. There it is. I'm not going to use the same cutter. We used that cutter yesterday. But I want to place it somewhere where it makes sense. Probably over there. That makes sense, I think. And then we can use the rim light to just kind of create a nice outline here. Although it always washes out the color, which is something I don't really like. Maybe we should place it on the right side. Maybe like that. I think that could work. And then let's change the color. What do we need? What could we use? I think green. Did we use green recently? Oh, we did. Really? Billie Eilish, Black Tears be like? Yeah, a little bit. The Billie Eilish dragon. Let's see. We had red, blue, Teal. What is that? Yellow. Purple. Okay, I think it's time for green again. No, wait, that's teal, right? Well, we could use green, I guess. Something more greenish, like this. Or maybe yellowish green. That's pretty cool. Fire color. I've used orange, or like an orangey red yesterday, so I don't want to use the same color again. Maybe this could work too. There you go. We need a... Oh, we already have the material. Hold on. There it is. Quick sculpt. Let's add some definition here. I think that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and use a... Oh, we need to shape the eyes. Should we add some... What kind of color should we add to the eyes? I guess black should work, could work. Let's see. Black, maybe we can't really see the eyes anyway, so maybe it's better to use something very bright. What if we use the background color? Oh, wow. I wanted to grab the color of the background, but I accidentally exactly clicked on the contour right there, and it gave me gray. No roughness maybe. We can't really see it that well. That's the problem. No, I'm probably gonna use emission. Yeah, probably. I think that can work. There you go. Yeah, that looks cool. It's not exactly like the reference, but I think that's okay. Make the scene look hot. Doesn't green look hot? Yeah. We could also use yellow, but I think green could work with this. Yeah, unfortunately we've used red yesterday, otherwise I would definitely use red here. We also have like something like a... We could use something like this, but then it's also very close to what we had yesterday. Pink doesn't really look like fiery. I don't know, lava or something, so I'm just gonna stick with green, I think. Okay, let's do the first test render, and then we can create some, or do some post-processing. Yeah, I think the glowing eyes look pretty cool. We could maybe make them actually brighter. Hold on. Oh, where's my... There it is. Maybe set it to 2. There you go. Maybe even 3. I don't want to make it too strong, because then it the glow that we'll add afterwards will be too strong. So maybe 2 should be enough. Blue. Maybe. Let's see what blue looks like. Like a dark blue, like this. Oh, I don't know if I've ever used something like this. That looks pretty cool. Let's see. Copy the color. Where's my light? There it is. And then the eyes. Lightning. I don't want to add more to this. I think I like the green more. It's more vibrant. I think it gives us a bit of contrast to the... compared to the blue, to the shadows. I think that's cooler. You can also add fog, glare. Let's see. Let's render it first, and then we can look what we can do. Usually I just use the glare, fog, or glow. I guess that's what you mean. Which, you know, oh, that's very, very noisy, or very blurry now. Let's see, set it to 6 or 7. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Okay. Do the final version. There it is. F12. It is time to render, and it is also time to drink. Not alcohol, but water. Here it is. Maybe it's vodka, maybe it's not. You can decide. It's a choose your own adventure stream. Where's my... There it is. I think if we add a lightning into the background, it'll sort of merge with the character. I think that's sort of the problem. Because the character is already so white, if we add a white sort of bold in the background, it kind of looks like... Well, because the white values are so close together, I think it can very easily look like it's part of the character when you don't see it like close up. I think for clarity's sake, it'll be better to keep it like keep the background flat. I'm drinking. Oh, true, another alternative. Sprite. What is it? Carbonized? No. Like Sprite with no air in it. 7 seconds. It's quite noisy still. I wonder why. Why is this one so noisy? Didn't do anything different with this one. You want to ask me something? Sure. Hit me. What do you want to ask? I think it's good enough. Okay. Oh, yeah. Quick sketch day 262. I wonder how much gigabyte my quick sketches are taking up now from my hard drive space. Okay. Perfect. I was mainly talking about a light that would be focused on the face. Oh. Oh, now I get it. Yeah. I guess you would have to take away one of these lights then, because if you kind of add like a lightning effect, it would only really make sense if it's on one side. So you could maybe take away the screen, and then you could sort of imitate like a lightning effect maybe. Okay. There it is. Wait, oh, wrong capture. There it is. For my last sculpt, I stencil painted the face of my character from a photo of an unwrapped face. But the thing is, I couldn't find high quality images. Any sources? I've heard of a technique where you basically do what you've done. And the website that I have heard before was, I think, textures.com. And then I guess I've never been here, but I think that's what people said where you could find that stuff. So if you say face, well, maybe not. Oh no, it was it XYZ textures? Yeah, this one. It's this one. Yeah, these ones. These. Wait, let's see. Skin. Face displacement, micro displacement, body displacement. Faces photo set. So here you can see different faces, and then you can go into them, and you should find Maybe not here. Let's see if we can find another one. Skin materials. Multi-channel faces, I think, is what we're looking for here. So you can go to, for example, the skin starter set. And what you'll find here is basically like an unwrapped face with all the maps. Or, well, with like bump maps. What do we have here? Alpha. We have a, let's see. Basically every map that you need to create like a super realistic skin. Yeah, you can see it here. Of course, they cost money. That's if you want to, you know, pay for it. The good thing about this is you can basically oftentimes use the same texture for different characters, because the texture that you apply really only changes the surface color, not really the appearance. So even if you have like two characters that look completely different, you can still apply the same texture to them, because it only really changes a little bit of the character's appearance, or at least from what I've seen. So you could look into this, or maybe you could find maps like these somewhere else. You could, you know, that there's probably some source where you can find these sources or these things. You could also just grab normal images and then sort of stencil them, combine multiple images and stencil them together so that you create a face, of course, but this is probably the easiest way to do it. This is kind of random, but I would just want to say that I feel very motivated whenever I watch your videos. Thank you, I appreciate it. I appreciate your motivation, or your comment, I guess. I don't even remember. So the when I created my channel, in my banner, I typed four words. These words are basically supposed to summarize everything that I want to basically do with my content. I think they were like, let's see what they were. Oh, nope. Learning, inspiring, creating. Yep. So I want to either, with my videos, learn something with you, or I want to, you know, teach, I guess. I want to inspire you, or myself, I guess. Or I want to create something. You know, and it seems like at least one of these things comes true for people. So I'm happy to hear that. What are you motivated to do now? Are you motivated to learn 3D, or to do more 3D projects? There you go. Okay, perfect. That's exactly what I've been looking for. I didn't even know how they are called, so I couldn't find much. Yeah. I'm actually considering doing that myself, because always creating these textures myself is annoying, and I don't really like creating these textures, so I might consider doing that. Grabbing one of these. I might write that down so I don't forget it. Maybe I'll grab like a female and a male version, so I have two. If I don't like one, I can grab the other one. You know, with these sort of investments, I kind of always think about, like, every time I buy something, I always think about how often I will use it. If I use it once, I'm more hesitant to spend a lot of money on it. If I use it a lot for a long time, then you know, it's a little bit easier for me to you know, pay more money. And, you know, $20 for like a texture that I can use in the future for every other character that I do, for every new character that I do, basically. Sounds pretty good. Okay. There it is. Nope, that's not it. Wait. Nope. There it is. 262. Haha, nope. Here. Okay. You're doing all three? Nice. Glad to hear that. Okay. We're done with this. We are not done with the stream. The stream will continue. We're gonna go over to the transition compilation. 3 minutes. While I upload the image to social media, you will see a quick compilation of, I guess, month 1 and 2, February and March, what I've done there on stream. And once we're back, we're going to continue and we're going to begin modeling the magic spell in his hand. We're going to finish the Reaper figurine by modeling a magic spell that he will hold in his hand. We're going to go through a few ideas, a few concepts, and then we're going to decide how we're going to sort of, create it. We're going to use curves, we're going to use modifiers to get to the final result. So I'm going to quickly upload the image into my phone, and then we're going to go to a 3-minute compilation. And after that, we're going to begin. So, hope you enjoyed the compilation. I'll see you in 3 minutes. Okay. 3 minutes are over. You're still looking at this menacing dragon. Let's change that. Let's go to probably the biggest file on my PC, or in terms of blend files, maybe. I don't even know if that's the biggest one. Probably, with these many, like so many small pieces and so many small, grass blades and all that stuff. Probably the biggest file on my PC. Okay, hold on, let me fix the chat. There it is, perfect. Okay, so we left off creating the base. So at the beginning of the week, we started modeling this part here, as well as the, I guess you could say, the terrain base, like the earth. We also added these big plates here, these rock plates and these pebbles in the middle. Maybe I'll optimize those because they sort of intersect a lot. Maybe I can use geometry nodes to optimize them. But that's not what we're going to do today. What we're going to do today is, oh, hold on. Then yesterday we added these grass, like the grass, as well as these crystals that you can see right here. These are supposed to be crystals. After some shading, hopefully they will be more visible, or they will be more identifiable as crystals. So that's what we've done yesterday. And today what we'll do is we'll go over to this hand. This hand needs something. You can see here he's ominously and looks like he's holding something very powerful in his hand. Well, there's nothing, so let's change that. Let's add something into his hand to make it look more, I guess, believable, dynamic, whatever. Oh, I also worked on the cloth for the wraith a little bit. You can see here I've kind of tried to adapt, or I wanted to sort of not copy, but I wanted to sort of not take over. I wanted to keep the structure that you can see here in the concept art for this wraith in terms of its robes. So I basically first created these robes just out of cubes, and then I've just used the knife tool to cut into the structure, into the topology, to create these holes, these ripples, these basically all the damage. And then afterwards going to use a retopology tool to just retopologize everything so we have good topology. There's one more missing here. You can see this one is not you know, destroyed yet, not ripped up. So that's what I'm gonna do off stream still. But then that means that the wraith is done in terms of the model. Yeah, and then I can add shaders to that one as well. I took some more inspiration from the concept art. The actual in-game model looks a little bit more, I guess, tame. Whereas oftentimes the case when you have like concept art, the actual in-game model looks a little bit simpler. Hold on, let me show you what it looks like. There it is. There it is. You can see here, way simpler. But I like the concept art more, so I kind of went with that. Yeah, so after I'm done with this one, the wraith is also done. And then after we've added the magic spell today, we're basically done with the model. And then there are just some shaders that I'm gonna add to this, and then that's basically the entire model done. Yeah, I'm gonna add those shaders off stream, so we don't need to waste any more time with that. Which means that this week we're gonna finish the model, which is pretty exciting. I've been waiting for this moment for a long time. And now it's finally here. And tomorrow what we'll do is another feedback session. So if you have a piece that you want to get feedback on, we're going to cover them. We're going to look at them tomorrow. So yeah, you have until tomorrow to submit your pieces, and then we're going to look at them and give feedback on them on stream. Of course you can, yeah, if you're not in the Discord yet, that's where you can submit your pieces. Exclamation mark Discord, or there should also be a link in the comment section. Okay, in the description, not comment section. Okay, welcome Mosab. Hope you have enjoyed your Wednesday. Welcome. And yeah, you can see what we're working with today. Yeah, welcome. And also welcome James. Hope you've enjoyed your Wednesday so far. You've probably just woken up, but doesn't matter. You can also enjoy the morning. I'm not a morning person, but even I can appreciate the morning. Okay, so I want to add a sort of magic spell into his hand. I looked into the sort of animations that he does, that the Reaper class in Final Fantasy does, to you know, what kind of effects, I guess, support these moves. And usually it's 12 p.m. Oh, wait. Really? Don't you usually... Oh, wait. Do you have to wake up that early? I guess, well, 12 p.m. is like the beginning of the next day. Do you always wake up that early? Yeah. So I wanted to add some, like a magic spell into his hand. I looked into some into the in-game animations to kind of see what we could do there. There are some orbs that kind of fly to the character, I guess, to absorb like blood or whatever, to heal, I guess. Unfortunately, they aren't that common, so I don't want to use that for the like just like a ball that is like glowing or whatever as the model. It's the afternoon. Wait, isn't 12 p.m. like basically midnight? Isn't that like dawn? No, dawn is when sun comes up, right? Wait, 12 a.m. means then afterwards it's 1 p.m. So which means 12 p.m. means it's... No, 12 p.m. means it's... Yeah, it's 1. Yeah, see? So, never mind, okay. Let's go to Pinterest and look at some magic spells that we could use. Or I want to grab some inspiration for some sort of magic concept art that we can maybe adapt. One thing that I want to look at first are the what are they called? Final Fantasy Figurine. Sculpts incredible complex characters. I mean, PM versus AM. I mean, you know, I can't do anything. I mean, I can't do everything. My brain, you know, it's like, you know, this meme, or I guess it's sort of true, this meme where you have like 3 bars where you have time, what is it? Time, money, and experience or something. And then you have an old person, you have a young person, and you have a, I guess, middle-aged person. And then it's like the kid has a lot of time, no money, and no... I think it's always, one is always low. So we have money, then no time, then something high, something else that's high. Let's see if we can find it. Money, time... age meme, I guess. There it is. Look at this. That's what I mean. So we have money, time, energy. Oh, energy. So, and then we have time, money, energy. He has no time, and then he has no energy. And then it's like, I can either have a bar for creative stuff, and then I have a bar for everything else. I can either have one that's high or the other. I can't have both, you know, and I can't have a mix. I have one high or the other. So it can't be both. And if I think about what I want to do for the sculpt, I can also think about what 12 p.m. means, because we don't have p.m. in Germany. I need to always think, you know, kind of translate it. Okay. Welcome WQF and Lilu. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed your Wednesday. It's okay, I understand it's easy to forget simple stuff because it doesn't affect us much if we do. Compared to the complex stuff we must remember in life. Yeah. I mean, the easy stuff is usually also the stuff that we don't need to remember because it's easy to remember, I guess. No, we don't need to actively remember it, I guess, or keep it in mind. Okay. Back to this. Yeah, we're on military time, so we have 0 to 24. So it's like if it's 12 a.m. for you, it's 12 o'clock for us. And if it's 1 p.m. Yeah, it's 13 o'clock for us. It's, at least for me, it's easier. You don't have to go through the clock twice. You just say, well, it's 1 o'clock or it's 13 o'clock, you know? You say either from 1 to 24, or you say 1 to 12 to 1 to 12. It's kind of like, you know, I guess it's just what you're used to, but at least for me, it seems simpler to think about it in 24 hours. Okay. So we can see here, for these figurines, you can see some effects in here, some particles. We can see some clouds. We can see, wait, hold on. Oh, wait, you can't see anything. There it is. So there it is. For example, for this one, oftentimes we can look at a few more here. Oftentimes for these figurines, what they actually do to, for example, lift a character in the air is they put something next to the character that the character can be attached to, so that it looks like he's in the air, or the character's in the air, but the character's actually just attached to that piece of whatever effect, for example. Which means if you want to make a floating character, like Supergirl, for example, you wouldn't just, you know, you can't really just put the character into the air. So what you could do is you could, for example, say, hey, why don't I just add these clouds underneath her? It might kind of look like these these seagulls have some sort of jet engine underneath them, but it looks still better than, yeah, you can still sort of sell the feeling as if she's actually in midair. And you kind of solidify like this effect. You can also create these clouds with just like a cloud simulation or like a cloud shader. But you can also, you know, I guess manifest them in reality or in 3D space by sculpting them, for example. Let's see what this one looks like. Yeah, this one, oh, this one is actually like a piece of, like, she's actually standing on something. There was one more that I remember somewhere here. This one too, I think. She's sitting on water basically here. There you go. See, she's also kind of like floating, but she's actually connected to the water, so she's still grounded. And these sort of effects are sort of my inspiration. How you can basically manifest effects and still make them part of the actual mesh. Probably is better too. Yeah. I think it's easier to just say, well, it's 13 o'clock rather than it's 12 p.m. because then you need to think, well, okay, it's 12, but is it p.m. or is it a.m.? If you say, well, it's 13 o'clock, well, okay, it's 13 hours after the beginning of the day. Okay. Let's see if we can find something that looks cool, like a magic spell in here. I don't think so though. But that's why I pulled up the other figurines. For this one, for example, you can see some, I guess, solidified clouds. You can see some solidified thunderbolts. It doesn't really look like a magic spell. Let's see if we can find something else that looks like a magic spell. For this one, you can see we have some ice spikes. These might not necessarily be magic, but there's, you know, there's still sort of effects, I guess you could say. We can see fire there. Wind effect. You mean for the birds, for example? I mean, yeah, that could maybe make more sense instead of these jet birds. Could maybe make more sense. You could maybe you know, you kind of have to sort of, you have to connect them to something. Otherwise, you can't really, you know, place these birds. You could also just remove them, but I guess they wanted them to be there. So they added these clouds. I don't really know if you can do anything else. You could add a lot of birds together and kind of combine them all, but that would also kind of look weird. I guess clouds are better, like the actual best option for this. But you know, it still looks like they have like some sort of engine behind them. Those are actually the actual sources of the chemtrails. It's not the airlines. It's birds. You see these birds in the good old V formation? That's, if you look closely, that's where all these chemtrails come from. You can see the lines in the air. You just need to see if there were some birds in the air just recently, then you know. Okay. I don't really see that many special effects in these, but we can probably also just look for other figurines, I guess. We don't need to look for Final Fantasy figurines. Maybe we could look for, what is is there like an anime or a game that has a lot of magic in it, which could be very, let's just look for anime figurine, I guess. I'm probably just gonna find a lot of big boobs, but I guess that's better than finding nothing. You could consider those special effects, I guess. There it is, that's one. Well, this one, fire. Okay. So we have some ways to manifest them, to turn them into reality. Now we need to find something that we want to turn into reality. So what I mean is, we now know how we can turn special effects like thunder or fire into a mesh form. Now we need to find like an effect that we want to, or the actual effect that we want to turn into reality or into a mesh form. I guess we could look for magician. That's such a lame word. I guess not magician. Sorcerer. That's better. This one's pretty cool. So what the idea that I had was a sort of, it could still be like a ball in his hand, but it could maybe be some sort of ball that is not floating upwards. Like there are these particles floating upwards, but it's actually dripping down onto his hand and then falling down it's like an infinite source of water or liquid that is floating above his hand, but it's dripping down and then dripping like from his hands or going down his arms maybe. That could be pretty cool. So I'm going to keep this for now. We could of course have thunder, but I don't really think thunder really doesn't really work for the character. I think the character is more like a darker theme. I think thunder is more like explosive and energetic. Fire might work. I mean, we can look at the look at the actual effects in game real quick. So if we go here, we can see. Oh, hold on. There you go. So of course the wraith has some sort of magic underneath it, so it can float, I guess. And then we can see when they're fighting, you can see these sort of special effects right here. So what it looks like is these, of course, when they're using the scythe, they're creating these slicing motion with their special effects to kind of enhance the sort of motion of their weapon. And then they add these sort of feathers to it too. You can see these feather lines right here. They might not look perfectly like feathers, but they sort of appear as if they are like feathers floating in the air. See right there, hold on. Yeah, right there. See, you see these, I guess, these half circles, semi-circles, sort of twisting around. So we could either do something like this, where they're like twisting, or I think a pretty cool idea that I had was there's a second form that the Reaper can turn into. And that is sort of the Ultra Super Saiyan mode, which should come now. There you go. Where they change their appearance, which is kind of contradictory to, or doesn't really fit to the current, I guess, costume, you could say. The costume or the outfit looks different in this form than the form that we've modeled here. This is the regular form that we've seen before. This one is the Super Saiyan mode, where they have like glowing red eyes, and you can see everything, all the effects get sort of red instead of greenish and more crazy. You can see more, there's even more going on. You can see there's still these sort of, oh, it looks like ripping cloth actually. Like you can see here how it's animated. You can see it's sort of, first it's like solid and then it's ripping apart. That's what it looks like right here. See how it kind of rips apart into multiple pieces. So we could do something like this. The problem with that is that it would fit probably more with the scythe. The scythe what do you call it? It fits with the scythe motion. I don't know if it really fits with like something that he holds in his hands. Maybe for that we could do something more like the other stuff that is part of this effect, like these thunderbolts, these reddish black thunderbolts. Hold on. Let me go back. Come on. You can see them right here, this thunderbolt. Like these reddish thunderbolts. But then you kind of always, you still need to have something in his hand. You can't just have like thunderbolts going around his hand. I guess you could, but that sort of, I think doesn't really fit with his hand, I guess, pose. Shadows lurking beneath him. I mean, we already have like the floor. I don't want to change the floor. I think I want to stay with his hand. And then this is the normal form again. Yeah, so I think when it comes to this form, the effects that we can see here are more greenish, slicing through with these sort of ripped cloth effects. Let me show you another video though, which is probably this one. No, is it this one? Maybe. Where they show more gameplay. And in this gameplay, you can see these balls. There they are. You can see them right there. So there's the Wraith doing some sick magic. And then you can see from somewhere, hold on, you can see these balls coming close to him. You can see them right there. And they track him and then he absorbs them. And I guess, oh, he charges up his gauge right there. I guess to turn into the other form. So we could maybe use one of those. It could be like the context could be he would hold this ball in his hand as if he would absorb it. So it could still drip into his hand, sort of. And he's basically charging his second form. And then we could basically, what the idea that I had is right now his eyes are basically just normal eyes. And what I've done here now, what I've changed, oh, hold on. The idea that I had is when they change to the other form, they get these glowing red eyes. Right now I've just turned the iris red, but we could maybe even just turn the eyes like glowing red to kind of sort of suggest that he's turning into into his second form. Which could kind of allude like, oh, he's absorbing this orb. This is the last orb that he needs to absorb to turn into his second form. Maybe something like this could be pretty cool. So yeah, I think the idea will be to grab a to build an orb over his hand that is kind of sort of floating, and then we're gonna add maybe some maybe even some thunder. Maybe we'll see, especially some sort of blood or something like liquid dripping down onto his hand, and then maybe, you know, kind of flowing down. I think that's the idea that I want to go with. Okay, so yeah, let's do that. So for these grass pieces, what we've done is we've used curves. You can see right here, they're all curves with a profile applied to it. And I want to use a similar, or these curves probably, for the effect too. So we're going to use the ball as the base, and then we're going to add some more to it to make it look more liquidy and more like an actual effect. Just, you know, the ball isn't enough. We need to make it look like liquid. So yeah. So we're probably going to use these stylized hair kit strands here again. But before we begin, let me just quickly make a new collection. So we can keep the effect in one place. Okay. Oh. Okay. So this will be magic spell. Okay. I guess we can begin by adding a sphere. There it is. That's the magic spell. Sort of floating over his hand. Could be maybe smaller. Should it be smaller or should it be bigger? I don't think it needs to be too big. At least the base sphere, because we're gonna add more layers on top to make it look more like it's flowing down. So the actual ball could probably be quite small, like this. Okay. Oh, we could even make it so that the liquid kind of drips through his fingers, through the individual gaps in his fingers, maybe. Okay. Let's save it there. And okay. Now what we need is these curves. Let me just, should we duplicate them? I don't think we need to duplicate them. I'm just going to duplicate these two, and I'm going to put them in the magic spell collection. Let me just quickly make a new collection here in the magic spell collection. You don't really see what I see. Hold on. Oh, wait, there it is. Okay. So I've made a magic spell collection. I'm going to make another one. You can see I've added the ball to his hand. Oh, you didn't see the eye, right? Hold on. Let me show you the eye. So currently this eye looks like this. Reddish. I'm considering making it completely like red. Like glowing red, maybe. Yeah, I've added the ball. This is the base, basically, for the spell. And then I've duplicated these. Oh, yeah, we've created these grass leaves or grass blades with curves. We're gonna use the same curves for the spell too. So I've duplicated these two here. I'm gonna put those into the magic spell collection. I'm gonna create new magic spell collections in the magic spell. No, we're gonna make sub collections in the magic spell collection, so I can keep these two curves in their separate collections so that it doesn't get too cluttered. So this one will be curve 1. Let's make another one. Curve 2. Okay. Then let's move them in there. This will be curve 2. And this will be curve 1. Okay. Now if I duplicate this one, you can see it stays in the same collection. And then if I want to hide all the curve 1 objects, I can just hide the collection, and now all the objects in curve 1 in the curve 1 collection are hidden. Okay. Now I can use those to sort of shape the spell. So the idea is to make them sort of, it's like oh, hold on. So the idea is basically it's like a well in like a shape of a ball, which means that there's always sort of liquid coming from up top and then flowing down, like and then at the bottom it's kind of dripping down onto his hand here. I can probably draw it, hold on. So if you look at this, there you go. We're gonna grab the good old pen tool. It's gonna look like this. There you go. Perfect. And then it's gonna collect the bottom and then kind of drip down here onto his hand. There you go. And then in his hand it's gonna sort of distribute and flow through his fingers like this. Maybe even over there. There you go. That's sort of the idea that I currently have. Yeah, I think that could look pretty cool. So yeah, let's do it. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna begin with these curves, and then we're gonna probably use more stuff to simulate the effect. So as I said before, I think we can really only use these curves to create the effect when it's dripping down, because the curves are like they're a long object. They're not really like a wide object. So I don't think we can use them to create this sort of wave effect that I've drawn in onto the ball. We can try though. Let's see if it works. Okay. So I'm first gonna place this on the ball right here. Right there, perfect. And then the idea that I had is I could maybe make this smaller. Then I can add a few more here in between. Subdivide. Okay. And then you could make this one smaller. You can make this one bigger, smaller, bigger, and smaller. And this way you could maybe create like a wave effect, especially if you rotate it a little bit to create like a better transition here. Let's see. It could be a good beginning though. I think we can use this. Okay, we're going to place a few more of those, a few duplicates in some different areas. We can change the variation of them too. Okay. Welcome back, Hustler. I hope you have enjoyed your last sculpt. Maybe you've created one today. Maybe you just came back from work. Maybe you already did another set of characters. Either way, hope you enjoyed your Wednesday. We're about to, or we just started sculpting or modeling the magic spell in his hands. I think they can be bigger. What kind of spell is it gonna be? So, hold on. So we looked at a video, which is this one. And in this video, you can see the gauge right here filling up by him fighting. I think it happens because wait, does he start with 70? I guess he starts with 70. So the idea that I had, or oh, no, it uses up energy. So he uses his wraith to create, to attack for him, which uses this blood energy, I guess. And then he uses attacks to get these orbs. He absorbs these orbs. He absorbs the orbs to get back this energy. And I think at some point he can also turn into the second Super Saiyan Wraith form, where he basically becomes the Wraith and gets like glowing red eyes and yeah, is like super strong. And I think that happens because he collects more and more orbs to kind of channel his energy. The idea will be to create an orb that you can see here. This will be an orb that basically is like just like a floating orb in his hand, floating above his hand, made out of sort of blood or some sort of liquid that is sort of like a well, always creating itself, like perpetually creating liquid. It's flowing down on the silhouette or the shape of, in a shape of a ball, flowing down, and then it's sort of dripping down onto his hand and then sort of going through his fingers and dripping down. That's the idea. Yeah. That will be the idea that we're gonna try. There you go. I wanna elongate this a little bit, make it bigger. Yeah, like an infinite fountain, exactly. Maybe it's better to start at least with for the ball itself to create the liquid effect. Maybe it's better to start with sculpting. And then we can use these curves to create the part that is down here. Maybe that's a good idea. We can create like supporting curves. Make it drip on the ground and also off the platform. I think I want to make it sort of end. Like, I don't want to put stuff on the floor. I think I want to keep it in his hand. Because everything is sort of revolving around him. It's not really... Well, you could say it's dripping on the floor, but I want to keep it on him. Well, his hand is off the like platform, so I don't want to mess with the ground anymore. Okay, let's go in here and let's do this with scope mode. Oh, wait, I deleted the only curve that I have of this type. Yeah, we're gonna create the liquid effect by sculpting, and then we're gonna do some supporting lines, I guess, some supporting shapes with the curves. Okay, shouldn't be too complicated. There it is. Hold on. Okay. I'm gonna set it to 50 immediately. There it is. Okay. You know what we could try actually? Hold on. We could use the thumb brush. Maybe. Although, thumb brush is annoying because it works so weirdly. It could work though. You can see how we can create these nice ridges here. These sort of borders. They're not really looking like liquid though. Maybe the other one looks better. This one. The thumb clay brush. Problem with that one is it sort of gathers more volume as it sort of travels over the surface, which is not really what I'm looking for. Maybe even the snake hook works. Let's see. See how we can create these nice sort of overhangs here. There you go. Add a few of those, and then we, I think, have a pretty good base. We can refine these sort of waves. Okay. Yeah, I think that'll look pretty good. Okay. I've seen the first inspiration being posted in the for Halloween, for the Halloween character in the Discord. It was actually pretty close to what I had in mind. It was more, I guess, stylized and a little bit funnier. I also had like sort of, my idea was basically like a bust of like a Ghost Rider-esque pumpkin, maybe on fire even, or with fire in it, like a metal-like sculpt basically. That was one idea that I had, and the one that has been posted in the Discord was more like a horse riding pumpkin dude, I guess, with a tuxedo on and like a hat. And the horse was also a pumpkin, or at least the head. I mean, the head. Maybe we can combine these two. Okay. Getting to the end here, we can kind of now begin to sort of mix everything together down here, sort of create this sort of drip down effect right here. Usually what happens with drops is they sort of reach the end of the lowest part of the surface, and then they sort of gather more and more and more until they have enough weight to pull themselves down. The link for the Discord is in the description, or you can also type !Discord, and then you'll get the link. There you go. Okay, I think we have a good base. Let's go and add some more detail by just refining these edges here, for example. Just using the crease brush, and then there you go. Making these layers more defined. Right now we have like a smooth edge, but if you think about what sort of, for example, avalanches, I guess, look like, or if you think about slime, you get this there's like this layer just pushing forward with like a hard edge in the front. So we're going to do that here too. We're just going to refine the bottom edge, and you can see how it kind of looks like another layer covering the layer underneath. Looks kind of like a pine cone, but just a little bit. A liquid pine cone. Okay, we're gonna go to the bottom here. We can do the same here. Okay. Let's go and add... You know what? I'm gonna pull up some references just to be sure that I'm not forgetting anything. It's always good to have references when you're sculpting or creating anything. Not just because you might forget something, but also because other inspirations might change what you think looks best. So we're looking for, I guess, like blood orb. No. Maybe blood magic. Oh. This one. It's similar, but it's not really the exact same. Doesn't really fit to the aesthetic that I'm looking for. Blood monster, maybe? These ones are oftentimes very smooth, so it doesn't really have like the same effect that I'm going for. The sort of drip effect. This one is okay, but no. There is an area in World of Warcraft where you have these blood shamans or whatever, and they have these huge red blood orbs that they, I guess, like, I don't even know what they do with them, but I think you have to destroy them for some sort of quest. And yeah, that's what I'm sort of looking for. This one's pretty cool, but you can see it's still pretty smooth all the way to the end where it's kind of dripping down. So it's sort of suggesting that it's more, I guess, isn't the, not buoyancy, it's like the liquid is, I guess, not as firm. If it's more firm, it's more like slime, where it has some resistance, I guess, sliding down. If it's very, very liquidy, it will just run down very quickly and drip down in like small pieces. Let's look for World of Warcraft. Blood. Oh, blood magic, I guess. Of course, we get a lot of blood elves, but nothing. Oh, this one. Hold on. That looks pretty cool. You can see it's quite similar to what I'm looking for here. You can see he's dripping down onto his hand too. It's more swirly though. Not like the, just like a dripping. Just like it's swirling around like this one here. But it's pretty close to what I was looking for. I mean, we can probably keep this open and then we can look at it again. Showers are good. I don't want to look at showers. I don't know if that's if that's stream friendly. Maybe we just need to add a few more layers here. So that they're more layered over each other. I think that'll help too. Just in general, showers are good. I mean, you should shower from time to time. If that's what you mean. Showers are good in that sense. I agree. But the question is it better to shower in the morning or is it better to shower in the evening? I myself am somebody that likes to shower in the morning, but I also, you know, a while back was somebody that showered in the evening. So I experienced both. I think it depends on what you value more, which experience. If you're showering in the evening, you have like you're very warm, you get out of the shower, you're very cozy, and then you can just you can just get into your bed and snuggle down in between your pillows and get to sleep very easily, and it's very cozy. Or you wanna in the morning, after waking up and getting out of bed where it's cold, maybe out of your bed, you can at least kind of transition to the cold world a little bit easier by I guess showering with warm water. Or you like to shower with cold water, then you can kind of get an energy kick in the morning. I guess that could work too. Who needs coffee if you have cold showers? I tried cold showering actually, at least for a short amount of time. Isn't really for me, really. But, some people like it. Morning, I feel makes more sense since you're getting ready for the day. Yeah. Cold. Cold world. Yeah, especially when it's cold outside, when it's like winter. Oftentimes, at least for me, when I get out of bed, it's very cold in my room, and I can avoid, or I can at least warm up again when I take a shower afterwards. I couldn't do that if I would shower in the evening. Usually in the evening it's pretty warm in my room, and that's why I prefer to shower in the evening. I mean in the morning. Cold makes me feel like I'm at war. I mean, at least it's energizing you, I guess. The fear of incoming death, I guess, can be very energizing. If that's for you. The trick for cold water is to do it very quickly. So you basically gain energy by bracing yourself and then just and kind of doing it very, very quickly, so you don't stay underneath the cold water or stay underneath the cold shower for too long. You just try to do it very quickly and stay in motion, so you get energized that way. At least that's how I did it. I didn't just endure the cold. I tried to, I guess, outmaneuver it. I tried to counter it with a more movement. Turn the tap all the way to C and just take it. Oh no. Just take it. I'm not brave enough for this. For that. That's too hardcore for me. My my aunt and uncle have a house in a colder region, I guess, close to where I live. And they have like a second home there, like a I guess, what do you call it, like a vacation home or whatever. And they have an outdoor shower. Problem is, the outdoor shower is only warm in the summer. So I think it's in the summer, or maybe it's not warm at all, so it's always cold. That could also be the case. Either way, of course, you can imagine in the winter it's going to be extra cold. I couldn't even imagine doing that, like trying to shower with like incredibly cold water, basically doing the ice bucket challenge every morning. I mean, yeah, I guess you're awake afterwards, but do you want to do that, really? Do you want to do that to yourself? Okay. I want to shape it a little bit more like an oval, or just I want to kind of get rid of this perfect sphere shape. I think it kind of ruins the effect of this organic shape. Nothing really that is organic is like perfectly round. Of course, with all these sort of waves here, it's not really perfectly round, but I think it works better if we remove the perfect sphere shape. Okay. Maybe we can even add some small drips right here and there. Just like these small droplets flowing down. There you go. Maybe it's still not enough resolution to really make it look good, but I don't really think that's the case. Usually you can do a lot with low resolution. Like we just need to refine the shapes a little bit more. Question is, what about showering cold in the evening? Now that's hell. You know, you're ready to go to sleep, but then you're jumping into a cold shower, so you're fully awake again, and then you're trying to sleep. It's like drinking coffee in the evening. You're just lying there with open eyes. You can't even close your eyes just because you have so much energy. I guess that could be useful if you're trying to work out before you go to sleep, maybe. Make a, do a quick workout. Okay. Let's save it. Perfect. I was considering making a new version, but I think we can stay with this one. Hopefully my PC doesn't crash in a way where it destroys the blend file again. That was almost the end of this project. You know, at some point it almost died. There was a reality where we didn't finish it, but I actually at least we would have taken probably a break from it. I would probably still want to finish it, but I would at least take a break from it because I would. So the problem was it crashed in a situation where I did a lot of changes in one of the versions, and that version got corrupted, which meant that I either needed to recover it or I needed to do all these changes again. And doing something again is something I don't like to do. You can probably imagine you don't like to do that either, so I would probably, if I couldn't recover it, probably would have taken a break from the project just to kind of, I guess, do something else, vent, or I guess, relax a little bit. But, I was able to recover it. So if you ever have the problem where you can't, or where there is a file that is corrupted and your backup file in your project file is not working, what you can do is you can go to File and then Recover, Autosave, and then sometimes Blender does these autosaves itself, and you can, if you're lucky, you can find your version there. That's where I found mine. I think that's pretty good so far. Let's go back to the layout. So we have the basic shape now. Oh, let's go back here real quick. I want to enhance the features a little bit. I think if we use the mesh filter right here, and then we can set it to enhance details, I think it kind of creates bigger bumps. Let's see. There you go. Just to kind of enhance the details. Woo! There you go. And then what we can do is we can probably go back to the smooth filter. I mean smooth brush. We can set it to surface and set it to shape preservation 0.5 maybe. And then we can smooth it. And we keep the structure. Did it really work? I don't really know if it worked. I think that's good enough. Okay. Let's continue with these curves. So these curves now we can use to create the dripping effect. At least the first few pieces. Down here. So it probably, we need to move this one up. It gets pretty thin here until it moves down here, and then it gets big again. So we need probably one more here, subdivide. There you go. It starts to kind of collect here, and then it kind of drips down onto his hand, and then it gets wider down here. And then we move this over his fingers. Through his fingers. And then dripping down. So which means it needs to be thinner. Right here. A little bit thicker again. One more. And then thin again. Sort of like this. That's the idea. Might be a little bit too small. Let's make it a little bit bigger. What up, Palladium? Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed your Wednesday. Currently working on this magical orb of blood. Hope you had a great day. And then, yeah, that would be the last piece of this model. Then the model is done. All that is left then is, well, I need to adjust one piece of cloth here, and then some shaders. But that's something I'll do off stream. I don't think we need to show that. I think I want to make one that is wider. More like this. dripping onto the hand. There you go. And then we can let it flow down. There you go. This one could maybe be longer, like this long. To create some, you guessed it, variation. Why? To make it more realistic. Exactly. I knew you still know what I said yesterday. Oh. Okay. Now we have 2. Is not enough. We need more. So let's add a few more here. We could probably even use this one. Let's use this one for the next one. We haven't used this one yet. Maybe just add like a small drip on the side here. Oh, what happened? Oh, there it is. I'm wondering if this this profile is useful for this orb. I mean, I'll try to use it, but maybe not. We'll see. Maybe it works better for here. Well, it definitely works better for here, but maybe we can use it here too. There you go. Collecting, converging together. Soon is going to be Christmas again. Only 2 months. I'm not really a big fan of, what are they? I guess like, not Christmas, like the markets in the city. I don't really go to them very often. But when I'm there, they're usually quite, well, usually I don't really like them that much just because they are so crowded. But, you know, you at least you can find some I guess some food or some sweets that you can't find anywhere else. You know, that kind of makes up for it, I guess. At least sometimes. You know, just hanging around on a around a fire, just kind of, you know, talking or whatever, can be quite enjoyable, but I don't know, probably for me. Let's enjoy Halloween before Christmas. I mean, yeah, of course, we need to. That's what we're gonna do next week. Well, yeah, I'm not really, as I said yesterday, I'm not really a big festive person, but you know, there's still some parts of it that are cool, which I can appreciate. Not really somebody that likes to dress up necessarily. Not really somebody that likes to, I guess, go out necessarily. So Halloween isn't really necessary for me. Or, you know, not necessarily something for me. I like to sit on my PC and create art or play games. Let's go back to the single, I guess, strand right here. I want to do some more with this. Maybe some droplets here and there. The other one isn't really useful in that sense. We can't really use it for the small droplets. You can still watch videos while eating pizza and sweets. Well, that's true. I guess the good thing about Halloween is, first of all the sweets, you know, and then I guess maybe the movies. It's still, you know, even though I might not, you know, I'm like a festive person, I can still appreciate the different, like, the days still feel different, you know, because, you know, radio plays different songs, and everything sort of feels a little bit more like, it feels like a special day, which you don't have that often, you know. So it's still, you know, something like a cool experience. I'm not saying that I hate it. And, you know, you hear, I guess, older music again, like Thriller or other stuff that you usually don't hear on the radio, which is also nice. You know, just like a, I guess, a change up. Usually, you know, especially if it's just like a normal work day, you don't really, I guess, you don't really realize that it's like a, I guess, a special day, I guess you could say. But especially when it's, for example, for this year, a Sunday, it definitely feels different. Hold on, I want to try something. What if we do it like this, where it's kind of dripping down, but it's still connected here? Like this? I think that could look pretty cool. Like a double drop. Okay, I think that could work. There you go. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm not gonna discriminate double drops. Okay, yeah, we need to just kind of, you know, create some more volume at the bottom. Right now we have a pretty good top right here. We could add some more drops maybe here and there, but right now what is missing is there's so much volume at the top. We need to support it with some underlying, I guess, structure that sort of suggests that there's a lot of liquid kind of falling down. So we just need to add more and more and more of these sort of droplets here, or these drips. He has a lot of drip, you could say. He be dripping. You know? There you go. Problem with these fonts is that they're like half semi-circles, I guess. They're not full circles, so they don't really look like perfect drops. I wonder if we should make another version of these. Problem is, we have the same problem here. Yeah, maybe we switch these into double, like a full-on circle. I think that'll look better. So yeah, let's do that. There you go. Let's just change the size. Wait. Okay. Make a circle. There it is. Perfect. The you mean the semicircle for the drop? Looks pretty cool. I think it can work. I want to have a different variation of it though. I want to have one where I can have like full-on drops that are round. I think it works right now with what we have here, with these sort of stripes. But I also want to have, you know, round drops. You can see these ones too. They might look kind of weird, but you can see for this one, for example, we need like a full-on circle. So I might even move these to a third curve collection. Wait. Curve 3. There you go. And then we're going to change the... Where is it? There it is. We're going to convert it. Oh. Convert to curve. There it is. And then we can select it. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, that's better. That definitely looks like a drop. Maybe a little bit too thick. That's better. Okay. There you go. Oh, like this. You know, just in a few spots, and then we can add some more flowing, I guess. Or, you know, some more drops that sort of slide down. This one can be even thinner, just to kind of, you know, add some variation. Perfect. Okay. We could even support the sort of drop structure here by changing the scope and kind of creating a nice transition from this thing right here, from this sculpt, I guess, like wave or whatever, to the actual drop. But we can do that later. Right now I'm more concerned about the overall structure or the volume. Oh, that's quite a curve right there. Perfect. Put it into the middle here. Place it there. Make a nice little curve right there. And then we're gonna splash it onto his hand. We probably also need to make like a puddle down here to, I guess, just add some more volume down there. We probably need to move this closer. Perfect. The drip look, exactly. Make it very drippy. Need to get the drip. Today it seems like the typers are your best friend. Or your keyboard is hating you. Or your phone, whatever. Whatever you want. It's starting to get there. You can see the structure is getting better, but we still need to add more. Maybe we can even create some lines in between so that they're sort of connected. I can show you what I mean. Hold on. So what I want to do is I want to basically, let's remove this one. I want to move this down, and then I want to grab it, place it right here in this one, in this line. And then I'm going to grab the other side and place it somewhere over here. As if it's like, it was connected before, like this one, but then it dripped down. There you go. Keyboard is secretly rearranging what each key is supposed to type. When I look for a new keyboard, I actually, of course, if you're trying to get a new keyboard, there are different types of keyboards for different languages, and I considered getting an American version, an American keyboard, just because it would be here faster. Problem with that would be though that in German you have letters like Ü, Ä, and Ö, which is basically just an O, for example, with 2 dots on top, which of course the American keyboard wouldn't have. So you could never type those letters, and I don't think you could actually, I don't think there's like an easy, I guess, keyboard shortcut to write them. So you would always have to avoid these letters, which would be pretty annoying. So I didn't do it. But I almost did. I almost did. Would have been probably pretty annoying, but I was smart enough not to do it. my impatience didn't win in that moment. Yeah, it's definitely getting there. Getting closer and closer. Maybe we should add another part of the sculpt down here just to kind of fill this part down there. Just a little bit quicker. We can probably do that. We can probably go into sculpting and just... Can we duplicate it in here? I don't think we can. But we can just add another... I guess sphere here? No, let's not use a sphere. I guess we can just duplicate what we have up here. There you go. Perfect. Okay. Let's fix it. Oh, hold on. There we go. First of all, what we need to do to kind of make it look like it's sort of floating or sort of, you know, dripping in his hand is we need to fully follow the shape of the hand. Otherwise, it doesn't really look like it's sort of sitting on top of it. You can see here we have this sort of edge right there that is kind of protruding from the hand, so we kind of need to push it back. Push it down to the surface of the hand. We can also now add these small pieces that merge the sculpt with the curves right here. Okay, it's starting to look better. If you think about it, probably there should not be any volume right here because the thumb is higher than the rest and it would drip forward. So we'd probably have more volume in the front than at the bottom, at the top. So we're going to remove all this. Well, we can't really see what's underneath there, so we don't need to adjust it. But at least this part here. Okay. Perfect. We have one more part that we haven't adjusted yet, which is this side. Let it drip right there. Let it drip, baby. Right in between these fingers. Down there, perfect. Okay. It's already so late. Oh no. I'll probably add some more smaller details off stream, just to finalize the look completely. But at least we have the general shape right now. We can, you know, still work on it. We're not done yet, but I'll probably just do smaller adjustments later too. There you go. Perfect. Merge them. I mean, separate them. If the fingers are more like, I guess, spheres, the liquid would not stay on the sphere. Hold on, like stay on the sphere. Right here, it would probably fall down in both directions like this. So we need to separate it right here. Just how Jesus separated the water. No, Moses separated the water. That's what we're doing here. Right there. Perfect. I think we can also merge this part here a little bit more by just moving it up a little bit right here. I think there's a little bit of a connection missing right now, so we can do this and merge them together. Maybe at the end I'll even join everything together so I can have like one sculpt that I can then maybe even change a little bit so that it is perfectly merged together basically. Because right now it still looks different, of course. The structure of the curve looks different than the sculpt, and by merging them together, you can probably create a more, you know, not unique, like a more unified look. Okay, we need one more big drop that I want to add here. Let's just use this one maybe, or this one. This one's pretty easy to use because it's so short. Place it right there. Perfect. And then go to the finger. Oh, that's quite small. There you go. And down we go. Maybe this one can be quite short. Oh, hold on. There you go. We can probably move. Actually, no. I'm gonna move the scope a little bit more over here too, just because if you think about it, the if it would drop down here, if there's some drop falling down like this, you would probably see it in the it would probably lie somewhere over here. So I don't want to completely remove the mesh right here. Maybe we can keep this. That should be good. Perfect. Okay, maybe we can even add some small drops using the sculpt. Or directly to the sculpt. Oh, hold on. Always keep in mind if you switch it from Laplacian to surface in the smooth brush, we need to change it back to Laplacian. Otherwise, the smooth brush when you use it as a shift function still has the Laplacian smoothing applied to it. Which means it doesn't change the silhouette, or it doesn't remove volume. And if you want to do that with your smooth brush, you need to switch it back. Okay. Okay. Slowly but surely is it taking shape. Okay. Should we add like a few like twirls around it so it doesn't fully look like just a ball? Maybe we'll see. Let's see. Maybe we can add some. I'm gonna show you what I mean. I guess we could just use spheres. Somewhere over here. Now it's floating, but we're gonna change that. We're gonna use one of these. And then we're going to grab this, we're going to remove this vertice, and then we're going to move it over to this sphere. So it kind of looks like it's channeling the blood into the sphere. Let's see if we can kind of make it look like that. I know what it would look like when it would move, but kind of trying to recreate it in a still image can be quite complex, I think. Let's see if we can do it. So we have this here. Maybe we can add another one. What I'm looking for here is these sort of these sort of strands of blood swirling around the ball, basically. We need to kind of make it look like they're like in like a flow motion and swirling around the ball. So it'll maybe let's see if we can do it. What if we just grab this and duplicate it? Please. That looks kind of weird. Maybe we can change it up a little bit. Looks too symmetrical right now. Okay. Let's see. We could probably place some down here, just to kind of create like more of like a vortex effect. Right now it looks more like looks more like an atom with these two balls on the side. The neutrons, I think they're called. I don't know. I don't know physics. Was never really good in what is it called again, dude? I don't know why, but I always forget what it's called. In chemistry, there it is. Chemistry was one of my worst my worst classes in school. When I had the chance to vote it off, I immediately removed it. Immediately thrown it in the garbage. In the bin. Who needs it? Nobody. Let's see if we can use the scope to kind of make it look more like part of the sculpt, because right now it kind of looks like some sort of attachment, which isn't really what I'm looking for here. I want to make it sort of, yeah, transform the liquid, or, you know, channel the liquid in the middle. That's sort of the idea. It's definitely getting better, but it probably just needs a little bit more work. Let's see. Let me sit back down. Okay, let's see. So I don't know if these balls make a lot of sense right now. I think if we turn them into a sculptable mesh, it'll probably make more sense, because then we can transform, or we can create a better transition from this sort of line to the ball. Right now it looks kind of like a science project, which isn't really what I'm looking for. But what we can do, maybe to improve the look a little bit, we can create like a tornado shape at the top, maybe. Let's see. It's like we've reached a new new part of the playlist. I hear music that I've never heard before. What is that song called? Hold on. Artificial Daydreams. I've heard it before, but at least I remember the name. But I can't remember the beat. Oh, now I remember it. Okay. I was missing crucial information. Okay. So these balls still look kind of weird. But I think I'm still confident that we can turn them into something, I guess, blood-like or liquid-like. Because right now they don't really seem like they're part of it. They're supposed to look like drops, I guess you could say. Maybe we don't even need the balls. Hold on. What if we remove the ball and just do the same what we've done before at the bottom there? What if we just do something like this? Then extrude it again. Scale it down, and this is bigger. That might be better. Although I want to make it thicker here. I need more thickness. Come on. Why don't you do it? Oh. Why is it not happening? Oh, there it is. Maybe that's better. probably. Let me turn everything off. I want to kind of see everything together. Oh, what if we actually make the ball a little bit bigger? I'm curious what that looks like. No, I think the size is pretty good. We don't need to make it bigger. Oh no. I fell into the trap. I need to press Ctrl Z. Oh no. For some reason it's getting slower and slower and slower to press Ctrl Z, probably because of all the pieces in this blend file, because of how big it is. That was actually a problem in one of the earlier versions of Blender, where you if you were sculpting, for some reason the way that Ctrl Z acted back then when you were sculpting is that it basically undid what you, well, it undid what you've done. The problem is it basically undid it by, I guess, doing the same action but in the negative way, which for some reason takes up more, I don't know, which tanks the performance, which meant if you had to do like a lot of, you know, undos, you were sitting there just waiting for the program to unfreeze before you could continue. It was super annoying. Back in the day. Back in the day of Blender 2.7 whatever. When the overlay was still grey. Bright grey. When we had no shiny, colorful icons. Okay. Yeah, I think that'll look better. We don't need these spheres. The spheres look weird. We're just gonna use the curves. It looks more like a virus with these with these balls. Probably, yeah. I'm just gonna replace all these with and change up the curves. That should fix it. Okay. Perfect. We have a few more here. Let's see. I think the vortex effect will work. And like once we've removed all these spheres, I think then it'll kind of look like what I imagine it should look like. Okay, a few more. There you go. It's already Wednesday, only one day left, at least in terms of streams. It always goes by so quickly. Tomorrow, of course, we have another feedback session. So if you haven't already, make sure to post your creations in the Discord so we can look at them tomorrow. We already have quite a few, but I plan on doing all of them tomorrow. Which means that we probably can't spend as much time on each individual piece, but at least we can, cover more pieces then. Okay. All the balls are adjusted. There you go. It's I think it's working. I think with a few more, it'll look better. I don't know if we need this one. I'll keep it though. There you go. Of course, my idea has evolved a little bit. Thinking back to the start of the stream, it was more like just like a ball dripping down. But I think it looks better than before, what I had in mind. Without these sort of swirl thingies around it, I think it looked kind of boring. So I wanted to add just something around it, and I think this can work quite well. It's not too crazy, it still looks like liquid, and it kind of sells this effect of it being like channeled into the center. And that was the whole idea. It's even better than the first one. Yeah, I think so too. Okay, let's see. Let's look at it in render view. This will probably take a while, but I'll take that into... I'll do it just this once. It's not gonna have any colors, but we can at least see what it looks like in render view with some shadows. We can even apply some modifiers too. Maybe some modifiers that we have for the rocks to make it look more, I guess, less smooth, you could say. That could help too. We could try that. We can try that real quick. Once we've seen it in physically rendered version. Oh, there. Oh. Okay. It was lagging a little bit. I think I'm still live. Yeah. It was lagging so much that the music stopped for a second. But I think we're still live. There you go. Well, it's quite noisy, so we can't really see much. But I think it works quite well. So, yeah. Oh, let's try the modifier. So, can we apply modifiers to curves? Hold on. We cannot add displacements. I guess we can try it with one of these drips just to see what it looks like. So we're going to duplicate it. We're going to hide one of them. Then we're going to go back here. And we're going to turn this convert to mesh. Perfect. And then we can probably, I think it's better to retopologize it real quick. Actually, you know, testing it shouldn't look too bad. Okay, we're gonna go and select this one. We're gonna select one of these stones that still has modifiers. We will Control L, copy modifiers. There you go. Perfect. And now we need to adjust the modifiers. So we cannot change the textures, otherwise we would change the texture for the plate down there too, for the stone. So we can only change the strength. I don't know why it's so lag. Oh, because of these subdivisions. We probably don't need 5 subdivisions for this. That's an interesting effect. Okay. Let's see if we can adjust this part here. I guess we could just create a vertex group here. Like this. Oh, hold on. There you go. We're going to say vertex group assign. And then if we apply that vertex group to the both displacement modifiers. Oh. Okay. Same here. Perfect. What we can then do is we can go to weight painting and we can smooth this weight a little bit. There you go. And then we have a modified curve. It looks a little bit more organic with these weird bumps on it. And I think this would be sort of the finishing touch that we could add to make it look even more like blood. Because these ones are very, very smooth, very, very clean. And I think just adding these small bumps can help to make them look more organic. Okay, hold on. I want to try one more thing. I just want to make everything bigger and just see what it looks like. I kind of like this size. I think I like the size more because it has a bigger presence. It fills more of the space. I think this size is better. I'm probably gonna keep it with like at this size, which means I need to adjust the sculpt a little bit more, at least down here. Well, that shouldn't take too long. Same with the curves. Yeah. So that will be done off stream. I hope you enjoyed today's stream. This will be the end. We've reached the end. The train has reached its destination. Tomorrow, as I said, we're gonna do personal feedback. So if you haven't posted yet, make sure to post. And then next week we're gonna do the Halloween special. I'm gonna post the poll probably on Friday, maybe on Saturday. Looks like a floating meatball. That's sort of the idea. I guess you could say, like meat or blood. Yeah. We're gonna do the Halloween special. You can of course join too if you want, you know. You can exactly like use your lunch, take it. Or just, you know, he would just, if he would create it out of his hands, he would just do this, just hold it over his mouth and just open his mouth and just go into his throat. Yeah. You can of course create your own version of the Halloween character, whatever it's gonna be. And then we can, you know, we can look at them. This will be probably the last or second to last stream about this figurine. I'm gonna finish it off stream, and then I will, yeah, we're gonna do some other stuff starting next week. You know, smaller projects, quicker projects, nothing that takes 2 months, maybe even, you know, we can, I don't know, cover some questions more elaborately, like for example the question, hey, how did you make that environment sculpt? We've talked about that yesterday. I explained my workflow there. We could do something like that more often. I don't really want to do these 2-month projects too often because, well, they take 2 months, so you know they take up a lot of time, which I could use for something else. Yeah, so we're gonna have some more quicker projects in the future. Yeah, hope you enjoyed today's stream. Thank you for joining, thank you for listening, thank you for watching, chatting, or just being here. Throws it at an enemy's face, but because it's too hot it ends up burning the enemy's face off. It's covered in burning oil. Hope you enjoyed today's stream. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Maybe I'll see you next time. Until then, maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe, or just next time, you know. If not, or either way, take care.